Bilal, he says, I have bought a plot of land on installments for selling and have paid 25% of the price up till now. I'll inshallah get the possession after development work is completed, which could take up to 3 years, but the ownership has been transferred to my name. Do I need to pay zakat on the total price of the plot? First of all, the transaction, though it is in installments, the possession of the land is already yours, it's in your name, which means that the whole thing belongs to you. Whether you paid only 25% and there is 75% pending over the coming 3 years or not, the land is yours. So you don't ask now that I only pay 25%, the whole thing is yours. You can resell it again if you wish. No restrictions. Secondly, is there zakat on it or not? This depends. You mentioned in the beginning of the question that you bought it for selling. So if your intention is to develop it and sell it, then buy another property, develop it and sell it. This means that the cycle is for investment. And hence, you must pay zakat annually for this. How much? I will just come to that. Thirdly, if you bought it to live on it, to build a house on it, to rent it, there is no zakat. So it becomes like your car, like your clothes. But if it was bought with the intention of selling it and making more money and investing it, in this case you have to do the zakat. Fourthly, what is the zakat then? You have to look at the current price. So I bought it last Rabi' al-Awwal, for example. The following Rabi' al-Awwal, it's still under development. I paid 25%, I paid 100%, regardless, it doesn't matter. What matters is the price and the value of the plot at the moment. So a year later, I ask experts, the plot in its current condition, with only the foundation set or with only bare walls on it, whatever, how much does it cost now? I get 3 opinions from professionals. They tell me it costs X amount of money. I give 2.5% over that amount of money, or at least of the average of the 3 opinions. The following year, now there are more buildings on it. It's more developed, it's like 75% ready. I ask again, they give me another estimate, but definitely it's going to be higher. I give 2.5% over that, and so on. So I hope this answers your question. Mrs. Nadeem, she says, I'd like to know the correct way of sajdat al-tilawah. Different people have different ways of doing so. Kindly guide how one should do it according to Islam. Okay, before we go to Mrs. Nadeem, we have Abu Malik from, I think, Switzerland. Abu Malik?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, this is Abu Malik from Switzerland.
Yes, akhi, what can I do for you?
I have a question about Salat al-Istikhara.
Okay.
The dua, we should tell it during Sujood or when we finish the 2 rak'at.
Okay, any more questions?
That's it. Thank you so much.
Hayyak Allah. Okay, Abu Malik's question was about Istikhara. Istikhara is seeking Allah's assistance to facilitate something for you. I'm not going to through the procedure. I'm not going to go through it because this is not the question. Abu Malik says, Allahumma inni astakhiruka bi'ilmika wa astaqdiruka biqudratika wa as'aluka min fadlika al-azim. This dua, where should I say it? Should I say it in the sujood? No one, to my knowledge, has said that it can be said in sujood. The scholars differed whether it is to be said before salam, so after you do the tashahhud and you do as-salat ala nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, then before you conclude your salat with salam, you say the dua. And the second opinion, which I am inclined to follow, is that you say it after the salam. So you pray 2 rak'ahs, you conclude it, and then you say after salam, Allahumma inna astakhiruka bi'ilmik, etc. And Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. So Mrs. Nadim's question was about how to perform Sujood al-tilawah. What is Sujood al-tilawah? There are 15 locations in the Quran where we are supposed to and recommended, after reciting this verse, that we go and prostrate one prostration. This is called prostration of reciting the Quran, Sujood al-tilawah. If you are not praying, so I'm just sitting at my home and reading the Quran or in the masjid, and I pass by this ayah, I say Allahu Akbar, as I am from the sitting position, and I prostrate, and I say Subhana Rabbi al-A'la 3 times or more. Or I say the other du'as, Allahumma laka sajadtu wa bika amantu wa laka aslamt sajada wajhi alladhi khalaqahu wa sawwarahu wa shaqqa sam'ahu wa basarahu bihawlihi wa quwwatihi fatabarakallahu ahsanul khaliqin, etc. Different du'a. If you just say Subhana Rabbi al-A'la, this does the job. And then, once you're finished, you raise your head without saying Allahu Akbar. And without saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. That's it. Because I'm not praying. So it's only one takbir to go to sujood, and that's it. If I'm in salat and I pass by this ayah, then I say Allahu Akbar and I make sujood. In order to go back to the standing position and continue my recitation, I have to say Allahu Akbar once again, and I continue my recitation, and I hope this answers your question. Farwa says, can you tell me the dress code for women in salat? Is it permissible to wear short kameez? Short kameez, yani short shirt that doesn't go all the way down. So the dress code for a woman in salat is to cover all of her body properly, excluding her face and hands. And by properly, we mean that it should not be tight, in the sense that it should not be showing her body, and it should not be see-through. It must not show her curves. So it should be something that is loose, ample, that covers her body well. The shirwal kameez is or does not fit this criteria. It usually shows and exposes the waist, the hips, and the buttocks, and the thighs in some cases, especially when the kameez is short, and therefore this is not permissible. I think we have a couple of minutes. Taha says, his question is on the game of Monopoly. So he says, I've heard that it's not permissible due to using the dice. Yes, dice is haram. So he says, can we avoid dice by drawing the lots, meaning that using a spinner, using pieces of paper with numbers on them? I personally believe that this is a trick where the same concept is used, which is randomly choosing numbers and to go on with this game. I believe that this is not permissible. If the dice are used for educational purposes, like in a kindergarten where they want to learn the numbers and how to count, this might be okay. But for games, no, I believe that this is not permissible, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. This is